Administrator for the Government.
Maybe seated. E nā mana, e nā reo, e nā iwi, o ne ho e whā, tēnei aku mihi mahana ki a koto, nao mai haere mai rā ki te whare kāwana, kia ora tātou katoa. Distinguished guests, as you may know, our Governor-General, the Right Honourable Dame Cindy Kiro, is representing New Zealand at the state funeral for Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth in London. I am very proud to serve as Administrator of the Government in Dame Cindy's absence. On behalf of the Governor-General, I warmly welcome you all to Government House for this very special investiture ceremony. I'd specifically like to acknowledge our kamatua, Mr. Joe Harawira, and our kuia, Ms. Puiwahini Tibble. Today's recipients of royal honours are amongst the last to receive Her Majesty's approval, and it seems only fitting that you can be invested with your insignia this week. Investiture ceremonies celebrate and affirm qualities cherished in our communities, qualities Queen Elizabeth herself embodied throughout her life: selflessness, strength, and aroha. As we reflect on Queen Elizabeth's life of steadfast service, I invite you all to join me in observing a moment's silence in honour of Her Majesty. Thank you. Ms. Catriona McLeod will now summon the recipients and read their citations. And after each recipient is honoured, I invite you all to join me in congratulating them in the normal way. Thank you.
Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a Dame Companion of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Dame Carolyn Henwood of Wellington for services to the state, youth and the arts. Dame Carolyn Henwood established the Henwood Trust in 2004 with the support of the Tyndall Foundation and chairs the trust, which is focused on delivering effective strategies for young offenders. The Henwood Trust has published NZ Gift to the World, the Family Group Conference, and A Covenant for Our Nation's Children. In 2006, Judge Henwood was appointed as Special Advisor for the implementation of the Te Hurehanga Youth Justice Programme aimed at preventing youth reoffending. She's been involved with youth justice issues internationally and has convened and presented at international conferences. She was chair of the Confidential Listening and Assistance Service from 2008 to 2015. She chaired a panel in 2016 that made recommendations to the government-based testimonies of 1,000 survivors of abuse in state care. She has held acting warrant positions as a district court judge and convener for the New Zealand Parole Board. She's a member of the International Women's Judges Association. She was deputy chair of Toi Whakaari New Zealand Drama School and chair of the Queen Margaret College Foundation. She's a distinguished alumni at Victoria University of Wellington and tutors at the College of Law. Dame Carolyn is founding member of Circa Theatre and a foundation trustee of the Theatre Artists Charitable Trust. Dame Carolyn Henwood, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of an Officer of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Ms. Hinarangi Edwards of Wairoa for services to Māori governance and education. Hinarangi Edwards, Taranaki Whanui, Tauranga Moana, Te Arawa, co-founded Aotea with her husband as a vehicle to work with communities that they whakapapa to, primarily Taranaki, Te Wairoa and Moriori peoples. She's been involved in many areas of research and facilitation, key to which has been a strategic kaupapa Māori focus. She's a member of Te Kāhui Ahumahi and chairs Ringahora Services Workforce Development Council. She is a founding trustee and director of Koro Digital Trust Agency, which aims to create equitable access to digital careers in rural areas. She's a trustee of Potama Trust and member of the Māori Economic Development Advisory Board. Ms. Edwards previously served as a Māori Language Commissioner and on the Parenihinihi ki Waitotara Group Boards. Ms. Hinarangi Edwards, please come forward. Dr. Marguerite Tehran of Rotorua for services to science and the community. Dr. Marguerite Tehran was an economist and planning manager with the New Zealand Forest Research Institute, writing its first strategic and business plans. She led the establishment unit of the former Ministry of Research, Science and Technology, chairing major reviews of government-funded science. She represented New Zealand at international science policy conferences. She was the first female Dean of Forestry at Waiariki Institute of Technology. She was project manager for the fundraising and building of Turangi Community Health Centre. She is president of the Rotorua Multicultural Council. She's a trustee of Speech New Zealand and teaches its professional speaking syllabus to migrants. She has held numerous governance roles in her community. Dr. Tehran is an Afrikaans court interpreter and has been chief judge for the Rotorua Business Excellence Awards. Dr. Marguerite Tehran, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the insignia of a member of the New Zealand Order of Merit, Mr. John Baird of Blenheim, for services to business and governance. John Baird was a managing director of Saramco Corp Limited and held a number of senior management and director roles in Goodman Fielder Watty, including as managing director of Goodman Fielder Watty NZ. He's provided board, director governance or audit and risk governance on the Dingle Foundation, Auckland Rugby, the Eden Park Trust Board, the Comfort Group and Mercury Energy, as well as a number of small-medium enterprises. He was a trustee with Business Trust Marlborough and continues to act as a volunteer mentor for the trust. Mr. Baird was a member of the Waitangi Tribunal and continues with certain member duties on the current Te Rohi Potai inquiry. Mr. John Baird, please come forward. Mrs. Estelle Leesk of Bluff for services to conservation and Māori. Estelle Leesk is a member of Te Runanga o Awarua and a senior environmental advisor for Te Runanga o Ngaitahu. She is chairperson, volunteer coordinator, and Te Korowai Whakahau Native Plant Nursery coordinator for the Bluff Hill Motu Po'ue Environment Trust. She's a Southland Conservation Board member and a director on the board of Predator Free 2050 Limited and Predator Free New Zealand Trust. She led development of 2 Ngaitahu aspiration documents. She is Murihiku Iwi liaison to the Department of Conservation for Predator Free Rakiura. She is a Whenua Hou Committee trustee. Mrs. Leesk supports various Southland environmental volunteer programs and is a Kia Conservation trustee. Mrs. Estelle Leesk, please come forward. Mr. Narcoma Ngamane of Thames for services to Māori and tourism. Narcoma Ngamane is chairman of Ngāti Maru Runanga Trust and a trustee and chairman of Matai Whetū Marae. He's been co-negotiator for Ngāti Maru during treaty settlement negotiations. He's been a member of numerous mana whenua groups. He is principal representative between Ngāti Maru and Thames Coromandel District Council and Hauraki District Council. He has been Ngāti Maru education representative to local schools. He's taught at several schools and served on school boards of trustees. He was a foundation member in establishing Te Kohanga Reo movement in Pari Hauraki. He is co-chair of Hauraki Rail Trail and has been a significant member of Hauraki cultural festivals. Mr. Narcoma Ngamane, please come forward. Your Excellency, to receive the Queen's Service Medal, Sister Cynthia Kearney of Brisbane for services to missionary work and the community. Sister Cynthia Kearney is a trained teacher and missionary nun. She undertook missions throughout the Pacific and helped establish the first secondary school on the western Samoan island of Savaii. In Apia, she trained women interested in joining the congregation and became a suicide alert team counsellor. She's a qualified psychotherapist and was a member of the New Zealand Association of Counsellors and the Spiritual Directors Association. Sister Kearney carries out interdenominational church work, volunteers at the St. Vincent de Paul Society, facilitates prayer services at rest home, runs prayer groups, and visits the sick and housebound. Sister Cynthia Kearney, please come forward. Reverend Salafi Mika of Auckland for services to church ministry and the Samoan community. Reverend Salafi Mika helped to establish the Samoan Papatoetoe Metotisi Church, driven by his commitment to preserving the Samoan language and culture for New Zealand-born Samoans. He served the Otara Whaletoi Metotisi Church and the Phillipstown Samoan Metotisi Church in Christchurch. He was involved with the Otara Network, a group facilitating discussions on local issues, advocating to local institutions, and organising community initiatives such as annual planting and clean-up events. He's a member of the Manukau Institute of Technology's Pacifica Community Committee. Reverend Mika has supported restorative justice sessions and visited prison inmates as a counsellor and chaplain. Reverend Salafi Mika, please come forward. Mr. Larry Morgan of Napier for services to canoe sports and viticulture. Mr. Larry Morgan was Secretary of Hawke's Bay Canoe Polo, Secretary-Treasurer of Hawke's Bay Kayaking Racing, and National Secretary of New Zealand Canoe Slalom. He managed 2 New Zealand U23 teams to the Australian Canoe Slalom Championships. He was a canoe polo referee and coach and organised major school sporting events. He is volunteer manager for civil defence. He chaired parent-teacher associations in Taradale. He was secretary of the New Zealand Grapevine Improvement Group. As Te Mata Estate's first viticulturalist, Mr. Morgan improved grape clones, shared knowledge with industry groups, hosted industry trials, and organised importation of improved grapevines. Mr. Larry Morgan, please come forward. Ms. Anne Somerville of Rotorua for services to the community and historical research. Anne Somerville is a member of the Parish Management Committee of St Faith's Anglican Church o Hinemutu. She worked at Rotorua Museum, Te Whare Taonga o Rotorua, curating significant exhibitions and establishing the museum's decent program. She wrote histories that appear on information panels and in Rotorua's CBD. She's assisted with documentaries featuring the region and consulted to the Friends of Rotorua Museum. She helped revive the Rotorua branch of the Māori Women's Health League. Ms. Somerville helped research a book on Te Arawa Women's Health League and contributed to Te Arawa Stories digital storehouse, He Pātaka Purakau project. Ms. Anne Somerville, please come forward. Your Excellency, the investiture has concluded.
Thank you very much, everyone, and congratulations again to all of the recipients. It's been an honour to preside over this very important ceremony today. New Zealand's honours system is our highest public affirmation of outstanding individual achievement. It reinforces those things that make our society better: service, manaakitanga, and the pursuit of excellence. To our recipients, it has been a privilege to hear your stories. You have each used your talents and abilities to improve the lives of your fellow New Zealanders. You exemplify the sentiment expressed by Te Puiha Hinarangi when she said, "Mahia te mahi, he painga mō te iwi," do the work for the betterment of the people. I urge recipients to wear your insignia with pride at every opportunity, knowing that you inspire others by your example. On behalf of the King of New Zealand and all New Zealanders, I congratulate you on your achievements and thank you once again for your service to our country. And I'd like to make a special mention of all of the family members and friends who are here today. I know that the recipients could not have done it without you, so thank you for your service to New Zealand as well. Kia ora, hui hui tātou katoa. You will see on the back of your programme the words to the national anthem in Te Reo Māori and English. I now invite you to stand and join me in singing the anthem.